What's the most disappointing thing you've ever spent your money on? Random disappointing thing you've ever spent your money on.
Sheila told you to ask me this question, didn't she?
She did not.
I don't think it was disappointing.
This is going to be funny. I can't wait. Welcome to Unusual Chatter Podcast, episode number 6, y'all. We have made it to episode number 6, and it's getting better, guys. This is crazy, y'all. The fact that we are at episode number 6 is insane. I did not think we would get here. I'm excited. This is crazy. But episode number 6 is getting good. We have a great guest today, and I can't wait to introduce that guest. This guest is someone who I admire dearly. This is a pastor. This is an entertainer, a DJ, a producer, an MC, a kids ministry director, and a father of 4. Happens to be my father. So get ready for Pastor Roy Grant.
What's up, kiddo?
What's up, Pastor Roy, a.k.a. Dad?
How you doing, kid?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm excited.
I'm really excited. This is going to be a good episode. Let's start off. I always start off with these 3 questions.
Okay.
And I know this, but it's fine. Everybody else doesn't know this.
Gotcha.
What's your name, your age, and your marital status?
My name is Roy Alvin Grant Jr. I am 52 years of age, and my marital status is married.
Okay. And what do you do for a living?
I am a children's pastor. I am also an entertainer on multiple levels. Mm-hmm. I would say children's pastor is my main source of income.
Yeah.
And it's, I know your parents, I'm your parent. We've told you in the past, find something you love to do and you never work a day in your life.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about my ministry job. You know, it's everything that I've always wanted to do.
That's good.
So, I can do other things and do music and DJ and stuff, and that's work. But being a children's pastor, it's what I do. Wow. So, yeah.
So what do you like to do for your hobbies?
I love music.
Okay.
I'm a big house head, as you know, because I'm sure you've grown up in a household hearing that thud of a 909 kick against the wall all the time in the studio.
All the time.
I love running.
Yeah.
Let's see, writing. Yeah, anything that wraps around music, I'm there.
Okay. How long have you been doing music for?
I have been producing music since the early 90s. Started when I came down here. I came down here in 1990, and then around 92, started working with a guy by the name of Brian Tappert. We started a group together called Jazz and Groove. And since then, he's gone on to do some incredible things, and I've gone on to do some incredible things. And here we are, like in our 50s now, reconnecting, and it's so cool to see what God has done with his life and now in mine as well.
What's the most disappointing thing you've ever spent your money on? Random disappointing thing you've ever spent your money on.
Sheila told you to ask me this question, didn't she?
She did not.
I don't think it was disappointing.
This is going to be funny. I can't wait.
So when I was emceeing am I really going to say this? Yeah, I am. When I was emceeing 15 or so years ago, I used to wear these long, like Morpheus jackets. It was my thing. I used to love to wear these long Morpheus Neo-style jackets. Well, one day I'm down in Miami, and there's this thrift store there, and I go in and I see this jacket. It looked like something out of the Shakespearean time. It was like, it had fur. It was long as heck. It looked like maybe one of the, I'm gonna call them dudes who fought with swords. The Shakespeare. What do you call those guys? 1 for 1. No.
The Knights?
Yeah. Who are they? There's the Knights. There's 3 of them. Somebody online right now just mad because I can't. The 3 Knights. The 3 guys. Anyway,
it looked like somebody that was like, "You come on, you better blah, 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 blah. And I'm
it's
like,
something that they would wear, and I called Sheila, hey, can I buy this? She was like, how much is it? It's like $500.
$500
for a jacket. I wore that jacket every chance I've worn it right
you
now.
You better wear it to everywhere.
I still have it. I've actually turned it into a Slytherin house jacket. You must have seen it last year. It cost some money, but it's never. I've gotten use out of it. I've gotten use out of it. It's not a jacket. It's a shawl. It's like Three Musketeers. Three Musketeers. You know what I'm talking about. Three Musketeers, like something that they would wear, but like to a big ball. Yeah, look like a dead animal on my back.
For $500?
Yeah, $500.
No, $500 for a jacket.
It was it's a shawl. It's like a robe. It's like a robe.
But for $500?
I mean, you spend that on these sneakers.
No, stop. You're not gonna do this. You're not gonna be Raina Part 2.
I just thought.
Get out. Get out. You're not gonna do this. We're not gonna do this. We're not. That's what we're not gonna do. Okay? It's not gonna happen. I promise you. I promise you.
Oh God, those are nice sneakers though.
Thank you. I had to upgrade because you know what, Raina? No, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna do this today. Thank you. It's fine. And yes, I did spend it, Raina. Bite me.
Raina actually bought me these.
I bet she did with her 32 pairs. She probably has another 72 by now. Golly. What's your biggest pet peeve with dealing with others? People who are always late, people who are always flaky, people who never put down their phone, people who act different depending who they are around.
Ooh. It goes in order. I don't like people that can't put down their phone. Me too. I feel like if I give it away, then I know specific people are gonna get mad. I'm not gonna.
Might have to put this on the private Instagram.
I feel like if I'm out to dinner with somebody, that we should be having a good conversation about things in life, not necessarily work, and that the phone should probably be put away.
I agree. I'm one of those people. If I'm hanging out with you, and we're having one-on-one time, especially if we're having one-on-one time,
right?
Put your phone down.
Right.
Put your phone down.
It's not that important.
100%.
Right.
I don't like it when you're on your phone if we're having one-on-one time.
Right.
But yes, keep going.
What were the other ones?
People who are always late.
I can't stand that.
People who are always flaky, and then people who act different depending who's around.
Yeah, I don't really hang out with people like that. I don't. I think because I would call them out too quickly.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, stop, man. That's not how you cut it out. You know what I'm saying? I don't really get down like that. But as far as people that are late, I can't stand being late. I cannot stand being late, and I can't stand people that are late. So,
I think late. I don't think I have a problem with. I'm not personally late except for work. I might be late a little to work.
Oh my gosh.
Gina might see this.
Wow.
Be like, Nikki. I might be like, okay, I'm sorry, Gina. But that's not. I'm not always late. I'm not always late. I promise. I do.
Gina's slick too, because Gina be like, well, I guess you don't like your dog.
I've been better. I promise. I have. But I don't usually like people who are late. I don't like that.
Right.
But flaky, I don't like that either. I'm like,
I don't really hang out with flaky people. They get cut quick. Like, I'm just now, we can't hang anymore.
My thing is though, if you're flaky, I don't know if I like it because I don't like going out.
Right.
So I'm like, that's a good thing for me.
Right.
So
right.
I don't have to get dressed and I don't have to get out of my bed.
You're so funny.
So I'm like, yay. Or I'm like, dang, I got dressed and now I'm wasting my time getting ready for nothing.
Gotcha.
So it's one of the two. I don't know
Gotcha.
which one.
I think another thing I would hate, which I don't really deal with, but I saw somebody dealing with this recently. I was watching these people talk, and as they were talking, the person, I'm like, if I say he or she, they'll get it, kept going like this. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Oh, I hate that.
Like, it's really not that important for you to be here right now. You got something else. You got to keep checking your watch,
Bro.
Man, I would have to stop the conversation.
I hate people who are turned to the side when you're talking to them. Like, if you're like talking to somebody and like say you're like face this way,
Right.
like somebody's faced at you,
Right.
but you're turned this way and
Right.
like not looking at them. Like, that's
Right.
I feel like that's messed up. Like, you should be faced at somebody when they're talking to you. If you're like faced the opposite way, you're like, yeah. But like, somebody's talking to you. Like, look at them. So, I remember growing up, you had this nickname named Jazz. This music name named Jazz. How
Yeah.
did you get the nickname Jazz?
It's funny, when I was growing up, actually, my nickname in New York was Bean.
I'm sorry?
Yes, you never knew this. It was
No.
Bean. And the fact that I'm saying this on this podcast is probably dangerous because I'm going to have a bunch of fools calling me Bean. Because my head was shaped like a bean.
Oh.
I know. And so all the kids would make fun of me and call me Bean, and that just became my name. When I came to Florida, I was talking to someone about the fact that I started a jazz band in New York. And he started calling me Jazz, and Jazz just kind of stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it started in the entertainment business.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you're a pastor. How did you go from the music industry into the pastoral industry? How did that switch happen?
Yeah, that's just all God, man. It ain't got nothing to do with me. 'Cause, I did not
understand.
expect to do this at all. God was like, I'm going to choose you to do this. Don't jack it up. And I'm like, but I'm jacking it up. He's like, you can do this. Long story short, I remember when I was dropping Sheila off at the YMCA in Weston.
Yeah.
I said to her, this is many, many years ago, she said, hey, when are you going to start volunteering at church? We were at another church at this time.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll start volunteering at church if I lose my job.
Yeah.
3 hours later, I lost my job. I was an activities director at a hotel in Miami, and I lost my job 3 hours later. So all the way home, I'm in the car. If you see me, I'm crying and laughing. I'm crying and laughing because I just dared God to fire me. Because in my mind, I'm never going to get fired. No, I got fired 3 hours later. And then I started volunteering in children's ministry for 3 months straight. I was kind of almost running it in a few weeks, but I was volunteering, just giving it all I had. And then God opened the door for me to learn to become the children's director. And then the opportunity to be ordained came. So yeah, God's taken me through this journey. It's been interesting.
But you were always still doing music.
Yeah, music has never left me. It just wasn't a moneymaker.
Yeah.
You could think you cool all you want, but unless you bring it in some dough, it's just an expensive hobby.
Yeah. How has music, since in the past 5 to 10 years, how has music industry changed in the past 5 to 10 years?
Oh man, it's become a lot more digital.
Yeah.
So, I remember when I got here in 1990, I was still spinning on turntables. Those are those things that, anyway, we were still using wax. And DJs today still use wax too. There's such a specific warm sound that you get from wax that people still love it. It's just heavy. Ain't nobody trying to carry no records and stuff to places. So it's all digital now. I can go to a party with just my laptop and a Wi-Fi device, and I'm set. I got access to all my music and everything.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Do you have any new music out right now?
I do. I have a website, apartmentd4records.com.
Yeah.
And you can go there and find all my music, but all my music is also on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Deezer, you name it, it's there.
Under what?
Under Roy Jazz Grant.
Okay.
Roy Jazz Grant, yeah.
Wow, Roy Jazz Grant. Shout out my dad. Look at him. I'm just saying.
You're so funny.
All right, I got another question for you.
Yeah.
Who's someone you would like to work with today? If you could work with anybody who's somebody you would like to work with from in the past, and then who's somebody you would like to work with now?
Are these people alive still?
They could be dead or alive. That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
From the past, like dead, and then somebody alive, like today.
That's a good one. I would have loved to have been in an environment just for one day in the same room to watch Prince come up with the things that he came up with.
Yeah.
And it's a toss-up between him and Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Both, had different challenges in their life, and people will still talk about them to this day. But
Yeah.
both of them are musical geniuses. So
course.
to be in that environment would have been just so keen. Today, based on the type of music that I create, which is house music, I'd love to one day be in the same room as, Louis Vega, who is one half of Masters at Work, who is, he's an idol to me and so many others in this business we call house music. I'd love to be in an environment with him and watch how he comes up with the things that he does.
Yeah. You really got me into the artist Sam Divine.
Oh, Sam Divine.
You really got me into her music or her house music. Like, definitely got me into her.
She's an incredible DJ.
Yeah, for sure. Like, you definitely got me into her
Sam
stuff.
Divine, UK, respect.
In your opinion, what separates a good producer from a bad producer?
Oof. I think a good producer takes the time to really listen to what they're doing. What I mean by that, it's really easy to put out music nowadays because anybody can do it.
Yeah.
You got a computer, you can put music out.
Yeah.
But I think the good producer or the great producer takes the time to identify every sound they want to use. Maybe they even take the time to create sounds, because you can create sounds nowadays. You can take that piano and make it sound that much better. The great producer takes time to make sure that, especially if somebody like me, I mix and blend and create everything my own. So the songs that I say are the better ones are the ones that I've taken the time to, they're the ones that I poured more time into. I say the producer that takes the time to do what they're doing. Yeah, and there are times where you got to put stuff out.
Yeah.
But that used to be me, where I got to put this out. And now it's just like, I don't have to put anything out. And if I do put it out, I put it out because I want to put it out. I used to get really, really nervous about, well, they're not going to like it. Well, I've changed that. If I like it, I'm going to put it out.
Yeah. How do you balance the creative direction of a project with the technical requirements of the recording and mixing process? Sorry.
So, to me, it's not really a balance. It's just like in leadership, there's no balance. I think there's rhythm. Sometimes the rhythm's really, really fast, and other times it's really laid back and it's slow. And when it comes to producing, I think it's all about the vibe for me. So when I walk into an environment and I'm sitting there, whether it's late at night, 3 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, something has to hit me to create a vibe. Oh man, that's a vibe. I'm feeling that right now. Once the vibe is set and I start, embellishing on the vibe and adding to that, the technical aspects come only because I know what I want to hear.
Yeah.
A lot of people just create stuff and then give it to somebody else to mix it because they can't mix.
Yeah.
I'm not a great mixer. I just know what I like my stuff to sound like.
Interesting. How do you get that vibe? Like, what sparks your creativity?
Oh boy, here we go. We're gonna get into this, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it could be listening to another DJ one night. It could be sitting back, smoking a cigar and sipping on some whiskey, and all of a sudden, a vibe catches. It could be somebody said something, and when they said it, there was a word that they used, or somebody sang something a cappella, and I was like, oh my gosh, that right there. Vibes come to me just different ways all the time. It's not just one thing. For me, it's just, they just happen randomly. There's no set recipe for catching a vibe to make the music that I produce. For instance, like last month, I put out the song called Rump Shaker. And I didn't, Rump Shake, sorry. The original was Rump Shaker, Teddy Riley, Rex and Effects back in the day. All I want to do is zoom, 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 zoom. I did a remake of that song, sort of, put it out, called Rump Shake. The thing took off. It was like all over the world. It was a hit for me.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it to be. I put that out as fun. It was a fun thing. I put it out. I was like, let me put something out. it was fun for me. I did not expect it to be. It was charted like 40 something times, different charts. It's a bunch of different magazines. Like it got some play. So it was pretty hot.
So then I have another question for you.
Yeah.
For people with multiple passions,
Yeah.
can you truly be passionate about multiple things?
I would say yes. Why? So I'm passionate about my wife, but I'm also passionate about my kids, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm passionate about each one of my kids differently.
Yeah.
So I'm passionate about ministry, but I'm also passionate about music. Just that I'm also passionate about emceeing. I love emceeing. Yeah. When I show up to do a wedding or officiate a wedding, and if I'm watching the MC and I don't like him, yeah, because I'm like, yeah, that guy's horrible. I take it personal. Like, especially for like one of my friends, I'm like, yo, that's my friend. You better do this right. Yeah. I'm passionate about those things. I think there can be a period if you're doing 4 of these things that you're passionate about, you may be more excellent in one and then kind of demise in another. But I don't think it necessarily has to be a failure. Again, I love all 4 of my daughters. I'm passionate about each one of them. But there's going to be different times that, we each embrace that passion.
So how do you keep the fire for those passions?
Just getting involved, so ministry, the passion is there because, number one, it's what I'm called to do. Mm-hmm. I got great people around me that lift me up. So, there are people that have strengths where I have weaknesses, and that helps me to want to continue to move forward. Because if I just had these strengths and my weaknesses are there, but I don't put people around me to be the strength for that weakness, then I'm just running around in circles, and I would hate my job. Yeah. But I'm surrounded by I got a team. I got a really, really great team. Yeah. And I got a great church. Yeah. Pastor Raul, Pastor David, we got people in our lives that push us, that love us. There was a 2-part to that question. What was the other one that you asked?
How do you keep the fire for those passions?
Yeah. So then when it comes to DJing, man, it's, listen, I put out gospel house music before because I'm passionate about both. I think when it comes to the musical side, it's just a part of me that's never gone away. Yeah. When I was growing up in New York, I wanted to be a musician. My parents wanted me to be a doctor. It's funny, I can't stand the sight of blood, and somebody throws up, guess what I'm throwing up too? So I think passion is just passion, man. I love the things that I get to do. Yeah. And I got one chance to do them.
Yeah. How do you do life with people who don't believe?
Oh, boy. I mean, that that comes naturally. Mm-hmm. And I think you know that about me. I have friends on both sides of the coin.
Yeah, so that's why I had to ask.
And I think for me, it's knowing when I'm in the environment with people that don't believe the things that I believe. Mm-hmm. It's making sure that I maintain a certain decorum to my life so that they know there's a difference, Yeah. And that's not always easy too, being honest, because if you're out hanging out with a bunch of crazy people and everybody's doing crazy things, you got to make a stand. And you got to not be around those jokes, and you got to not be around those people doing that or this. And so at 52 years of age, I should know how to do that by now, but it's never something that comes natural. You know what I'm saying? I love people. Mm. I'm no Jesus. Yeah. But Jesus loved people. Yeah. He was talking to the lady by the well. He had no business talking to that lady by the well, but he loved her. Yeah. He's in tax collectors' homes. He had no business being in those tax collectors' homes. Yeah. But he loved people. Yeah. So I'm called to just love people,
So, Dad.
Yeah.
You have diabetes, correct?
Type 2 diabetes, yep.
How is it living with that? Like, what is that like? I've never asked you that question.
Yeah, I've learned to live with it. Yeah. There are times where it's really, really tough. And then there's most of the time I'm the person that decided 4 years ago with my doctor's approval to stop taking medication. Yeah. Because I'd done such a great job controlling it without the medication. But now here we are, a few years later, I'm like, I'm tired.
Yeah.
I didn't do a lot of working out last year like I'd done the first 2 years.
Yeah.
And so now I started getting back into running every morning and every evening. Like I'll leave here tonight. And when I get home, it doesn't matter what time it is, I'm going to go for another run before I go to bed so that my body continues to burn as I'm sleeping. So.
Wow. So you don't have to take shots every day?
No, I used to take insulin shots, and I used to take a specific pill. And then, long story short, one day I realized that I could actually control it. Uh-huh. It's a decision you have to make because you got to put in the work. So if you can't be regimented and put in the work, don't do it because you'll die. You have to literally put in the work. So,
do you have a specific diet that you have to be on?
Yeah, I eat grass and beans, water. No, listen, carbs. My carbs are less than normal. Mm-hmm. Protein is my friend. I get a lot of protein. I have to make sure that I watch things like rice. I love rice and beans. But I can't eat the rice because the rice turns into sugar in my blood, things like that. So it's really just being aware of the different food groups that are around and making sure that, listen, whatever you put in your body comes out in some way.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of work, but it's worth it.
Wow. That's intense. And how long have you had it for?
I think it's been, diagnosed 4 years now.
Yeah, diagnosed.
I must have had it for a while because when I was diagnosed, my sugar was sky high. The doctors told me I was actually on the verge of a diabetic coma.
Really?
Yeah. So it was a huge wake-up call for me. Wow. When I say huge, Nikki, you remember back in the day, you'd go out and buy Krispy Kreme donuts. Yeah. I'd buy a box, right? I remember that. Buy a box for y'all, and I'd buy a box for me. So on the way home, I'd be like, but yeah, it catches up to you, man.
Yeah, that's crazy. Honestly, it's a wake-up call for me, too, sometimes, because I do the same thing. I go to Publix and get a cookie, and I'm like, I'll get a cookie and a donut, and I'm like, maybe I should get just a cookie, not a cookie and a donut. Right. So, yeah, that's really crazy. Yeah. But it's really inspiring, your journey that you've been on, how you apply your workouts and your diet and all that. It's really inspiring to me, and how you've been living your lifestyle. It's really an inspiration to me. So
thanks, kid.
Continue to go after it. I'm proud of you. I really am.
I'm extremely proud of you. This podcast is it started off almost like as a joke, and then you've taken it to I'm episode 6. Thank you for that. I'm very, very proud of you.
Yes, episode 6, guys. We have made it. Thank you. Yes. But we have another question.
Yes.
What are some things that keep you grounded and stress-free?
Grounded and stress-free. The ideal answer, obviously, it's God, the Word, right? But I think those answers are so cliche because they're just things that you're supposed to do. You know that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't go to church on Sunday for Pastor David to feed me. Mm-hmm. I go to church on Sunday to give myself away, and then I feed myself during the week.
Yeah.
If I get in to hear a message from PD, I'm excited, or anybody else, but I don't go there for that. I think what keeps me grounded is being connected with people in my life that I know love me.
Yeah.
From having a close family, great kids, a staff that I know, my staff loves me. We fight, but yet we're so tight.
Yeah.
And I think that's a sign of a great relationship, because if it's just all butterflies and there's no honeybees, then you never understand how to recover from sting. And we've recovered from a lot of stings. So I think just having some great people in my life really, really adds to being grounded in my life.
What's a goal that you're going after right now?
A few different things. I want to write a book.
Oh.
I want to write a book about children's ministry, not because I've made it to the mountaintop or anything like that, but I want to write a book about children's ministry. Don't know exactly what yet. I've been planning around a few different things. I want to produce some children's music. I've already started working on that.
Oh.
because I have another label called Kidman Records. That's another record label that I haven't put anything out on yet.
Really?
I do. And another goal of mine is to definitely travel. Heading into that retirement decade. And so as that approaches, I want to be able to do so. But listen, I got a lot of work to do. I started putting into my 401k late in life, unlike everybody else. And so for me, it's a lot. I got a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do.
So then with part 2 to this question is, how do you plan on achieving those goals?
Oh, just continue to work, put out more music, write a book that hopefully does some great things. Mm-hmm. And I've been selling a lot of music. So now I got to sell more music.
Yeah.
And that should be an icing on the cake. I love my job. I'm paid well at my job, and I can say that proudly because a lot of times in life we get involved with organizations, whether it's church or whatever, and you don't feel like you can become anything there.
Yeah.
And my job is set. I love my job. I will retire at this job.
Yeah.
If they allow me to.
Yeah.
Outside of that, music is, again, that's like that little cherry with the icing on top. I do stuff for different organizations once in a while where I go and host or I'll speak at different organizations. And that's fun too. But again, wherever God takes me, man, wherever he takes me, just lead me somewhere nice, so.
Aruba.
I'll go to Aruba. Church by the Glades, Aruba.
Well, Dad, thank you so much for being on Unusual Chatter Podcast, episode 6. We had so much fun with you. We hope you come back. We say that to everyone because we want everybody to come back. We really do. Like, we enjoy everybody's what's it called, presence. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for.
Take that.
We really hope that people come back and just hang out with us because it's really fun when people are here and just hang out with us and have fun and just talk and just spill their guts. Spill their guts.
You made me laugh just now because you said we, like your multiple personality, or
no, we, the fans.
Oh, the fans.
The Unusual family.
Oh, there's people out there watching right now.
I can't stand you people. Anyways, thank you guys so much for joining us, and we hope you guys come back for episode number 7. But till then, check out episodes numbers 1 through 5. And we love you guys, and we'll see you guys then. Stay blessed, don't stress, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye. That's much better. All right.
So foolish, man. That was fun.
That was fun.
It's definitely a lot of fun.